Hey guys, I want to bring some, as you all may know, I'm a ham radio operator. The clean this looks a little dirty. Sorry about that. Um, just got some news from a friend of mine, and I checked it out, and it's true that they have banned the importation of the Chinese radios, the Baofeng, TYT, Wushan, Anytone. There's a lot of other, um, as you guys know, these are low-cost radios that you can get your hands on through eBay, Amazon. I've got one right here. I'll give you an example of one right here. This is a little 16-channel radio that I can program myself. They sell from anywhere from $14 to $20, and you program them through USB, and you can put just about anything you want in them. So I've got a license for the GMRS. I've got a license for ham. Try to pull the back off of here real quick. Hold on. There we go. Here's the back of it where I've got my channels written down that I put in it myself. Now I can put FRS channels in here. I can put some law enforcement frequencies in here. I can put my ham frequencies in here. I can put MURS, multi-use radio service. I can put rescue in here. I can program marine frequencies, the marine radios. I've got about 70 channels. Most of the ones that you see are 128 channel radios, and you decide what goes in each channel. So you're losing that, folks. I suggest go out right now to eBay and buy them up right now, because they're going to disappear, and they're going to be much more valuable. I think there's about 5 or 6 radio services that one radio can cover. So in the future, you're going to have 2, 3, 4, 5 radios to do what one radio can do. If you want ham, you're going to have to buy your ham radio. If you want to be able to talk on FRS, GMRS, you're going to have to buy a separate radio for that. If you want to listen to the Weather Channel, you might have to get another one for that. If you want to operate MURS, MURS, by the way, that's what Walmart uses, and there are some uses for that you can do. You're going to have to buy another radio for that. When right now you can buy this or a similar radio. Now this one's UHF only, but they have dual band versions of this that you can buy, and they operate 136 to 174 megahertz, 400 to 480 megahertz in the FM mode. And when you get them, they're unlocked, they're open, and you just program in the frequency for what channel and go. They will operate the 2.5 kilohertz steps, 15, 20, 25 kilohertz steps. Anything that you need, you can program it in there. Narrow band, wide band, it'll do it. Some of them even have frequency inversion so that you can somewhat scramble your radio, scramble the communications, but if you have another one, you can unscramble it just the same, so it's not much in the way of security. But we're losing freedom all the time, people. And let me see. I'll read the law. It's 47 CFR 95.591. The importation of FRS combination radios will end on September 30th of this year. So I advise people to go ahead and buy them. You can get mobile radios that do this. They've got 50-watt radios that you can put in your vehicle that are FRS combination radios. Handhelds. They've got some little man-pack units you can buy. Go over to eBay or Amazon and type in VHF, UHF radio, Baofeng, BEOFENG TYT, Anytone, Wouxun, anything like that, and get one. Now, some of them you need a computer to program. The one I just showed you is USB program, and you program it with your computer, and you use a program called Chirp, CHIRP. You can download that in Linux, iOS, and Windows, and put it on your computer, and radio and the computer talk, and you can program it. You can save your files for different areas. If you're traveling, you can just download different channels for where you're going, and it makes programming them fairly easy and fairly fun to manage. Your Kenwood radio does it all. Yes, Chip, Kenwoods do, some of them. You have to go in and physically modify them to do it. And my Yaesus do as well. My Yaesu does. My FT847, my FT857, my VX7R, my FT60 does it. But I go in there and modify them myself. My Alenco DX70, but that's HF only. It doesn't do UHF, VHF. It's opened up, so it'll do CB as well as HF, ham, or anything in between. And they call it free banding the radios. And just gives you the capability that the radios were designed to do. So in the future, you're not going to be able to just buy these. And to modify my radios, I've actually had to go in and do surgery and remove a diode or a resistor or something in there to open up the EEPROM that you need to access to factory reset the radio to the international frequency ranges, which is 400 to 480. Some radios are 470, but 480, 136 to 174. And you can transmit anywhere in between. Just pick a frequency and go. Now, before you do that, you're supposed to have a license for each service of operation that you would be using the radio on, and get your technician radio license to use these radios legally and have access to repeaters. Get your GMRS license if you buy these radios, operate legally. I have both licenses. They're a lot of fun, and they give you a lot of flexibility. You can buy what they call an optoscanner, a frequency reader, and it's a near field sensor, near field receiver, and you can capture the frequency that the guy is on over there. Just you see him key up, and if you have your frequency capture mode on, it'll capture the frequency. You see it, type it in your radio, and you're on his channel. So there are like 50,000 channels on a VHF, UHF radio. You got to get that right frequency to be on, and the frequency capture device will get that for you. So I just wanted to bring this to you guys. Yesterday I brought you a gun review, not necessarily a review of the gun, but just letting you know that there are some $265 Glocks out there. I bought one. It looks like new. I mean, me and my FFL were looking at it, and he doubts it's had 10 rounds put through it. And I've got it now, and shot it last night, and it just was perfect. I'm going to let you know about the radio situation. We're losing that freedom. So guys, I hate to let you know it, but you will not be able to buy the Baofangs, the TYTs, Wouxuns after September 30th that are wide-banded ham radios. And you won't be able to put 5 or 6 different services in them. But hey, that's the country we're living in. We're losing freedoms every day, and we're standing for it. We're not talking back. Tonight I'm emailing the FCC. I'm emailing the ARRL about it. I'm not happy about this. But there are some do-gooders in the ARRL, like the NRA, that they're not comfortable with freedom. They really don't want you to have items that you can misuse or use for your own purposes that they don't think you should be able to use. They are not happy with radios that can operate on the police bands, fire bands, commercial bands, ham radio, FRS, GMRS, and Marine bands, all in one radio. For some reason, they just blows their top. They can't deal with that much freedom. So I don't see why they've got to impose their feelings on us and take these awesome pieces of gear away from us, but they are doing it. Just like suppressors and triple fire triggers, short barrel rifles, they just feel you shouldn't have one. So they've imposed their will upon us. Let me look at some of the comments here I've got. Hello to everybody. I'd like to say hi to y'all anyway. Mike Llewellyn, yeah, they do interfere with the police. They're banning them because they don't like the fact that you can have multiple radios in one platform. All right, I'm just looking. DJ Loopy, you don't understand. I understand this video is not for everybody. It's for those that are ham operators or use radios. If you're a prepper, if you're into using radios to their full intent, communication radios, two-way radios, like this right here.
Power on. 8.
Channel 8.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I've got these channels I put in there. My channels aren't the same as yours. Okay. You'll still be able to use these radios. You'll still be able to possess them. A link in the description. There really isn't a link, but I'll put the law. I'll try to put the law in the description when after I go live. Hello GST, I see you're in here. I'm just scrolling through these chats here and just wanted to let everybody know you've lost a little freedom. 47 CFR 95.591 bans the importation of wide-banded radios. So you can blame the ARRL, I would assume, for that. I don't know exactly who worked with the FCC, but guys, you can't do it. The link is, just type this in. Type in 47 CFR 95.591. Yeah, I know that looks like a 2, but it's a 5. And it'll bring it up. I've already Googled it. That's where I found it. Edmond. Guy in Edmond. I'm in Midwest City right now. Midwest City. Air Depot Boulevard. These radios are super useful. Very useful for communications. How's it done in Hawaii? Hello, everybody. So I just wanted to let you know of a little bit of freedom that you've lost. If you're looking to buy the guns that I told you about yesterday, real cheap, Ratworks, right there. $265 Glocks from Ratworks. Shipped to, they'll send it to you. $265 Glock. Go to eBay, go to Amazon, type in Chinese radio, type in UHF radio, VHF radio, type in just two-way radio, and these things will come up. I've seen them as low as $14 a radio. You can get mobile radios that cost more. They're around $99 to $150 for a 50-watt radio that you can put in your car and operate dual band, VHF, UHF. Some of these are tri-band radios and actually operate on the 350 to 390 megahertz satellites. If you know how to access those, you can have nationwide, actually hemisphere-wide communication from a handheld radio. if you know about them, but I'm not going to get into that or tell you how to do that. You can learn that on your own, but there are satellites that these handhelds and mobile radios can access. I will tell you to use the 50-watt version to get into these SATs. They work a little bit better with more power. All right, guys, any questions or anything here on the chat? I'm looking at it a little bit. I'm about to make it to my destination, and if you're curious about ham radios and the dark side of radios and using radios for communication when your phone is broken, you can actually make phone calls on radios. It's called auto patch, and ham operators set these repeaters up in cities. There's thousands of repeaters across America that extend the range of your radio. You can talk across the state on some of these radio links, and with a simple technician radio license that an 8-year-old can pass, you can operate your radio on these systems. And there's been a lot of places I go that we don't have cell service. When I went to the machine gun shoot, we kept in touch with little handheld radios because there was no cell service out there, and we'd lose track of each other, and we would just quickly find each other on the UHF frequency there. And without a repeater, they probably have a 1 to 2 mile range. Works good for camping, works good for driving down the road, and it's so much quicker than grabbing your phone when you're talking car to car. Grab that radio and hit the push to talk button and talk. You don't have to grab your phone, unlock it, ring up the person, hit dial, wait on it to ring, wait on them to answer, and then talk. I mean, you just grab the radio and push to talk. They're so much simpler. In some instances, a radio is much more flexible or convenient for some short range communication. Plus, if you got 5 or 6 people at an event and you guys want to keep in touch, keep tabs with each other, you can do it on a radio much better than a phone. If you've noticed, the police and fire state agencies have not abandoned radios yet. They still have them on their belts, in their cars, at their stations, and that might tell you a little something that it still works and is still viable. So I've got a couple repeaters up here in the central Oklahoma area, and my club W5MWC Ham Radio Club here in Midwest City, Del City. We've got a couple up, and we have meetings if you want to check them out. But I'm going to go ahead and let everybody go. I'm almost where I need to be. You guys have a good day. This is News Now OKC, and I'm out and clear.